Guys, it's the Rumble in the Jungle book, the Malice in the Wonderland of Alice, the Roundhouse in the House of Mouse. Okay, that's it. That's as far as I got as far as puns. I wanted to talk about Disney for a while and the stupid decisions that they've been making, but this video has given me a perfect backdrop to talk about stupid decisions, which fighting in the middle of Disneyland is definitely one of. But speaking of Disneyland, they've actually had less attendance this year than almost any other year, which is particularly a surprise with Galaxy's Edge opening. But before all of that, the company, Disney, they have denied a father's request that his son's grave be enshrined with Spider-Man, and use the excuse of wanting to preserve their characters, you know, their IP's integrity and everything like that, which is ridiculous because the son died of cancer, and it's just terrible PR. But even before that, you have what took place with like I said, Galaxy's Edge, where they sat there and put $1 billion into a theme park based around completely untested Star Wars material, you know, their new stuff. And that's frustrated the hell out of me as well, their treatment of that IP. I mean, I've been saying on this channel for a while that once anything gets sold to someone else, you're gonna see a dip in quality. And instead of making sure that they invested their $1 billion into the proven portion of the Star Wars lore, they said, nah, everyone's just gonna love this new stuff, so we're gonna put this expensive as hell Galaxy's Edge in the park. And so I'm laughing a little bit at Disney, at the mouse, because they've just been making terrible call after terrible call, and this has been going on for years now, with the most recent in Star Wars being that after Kathleen Kennedy steps down, she's going to be replaced by a J.J. Abrams assistant, and it really doesn't bode well for the future of that film franchise. And then you have the MCU and Spider-Man. Wow, saw Far From Home. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't like how he is Tony's, you know, like, little puppy, you know? Like, the way they've been portraying that character, and I can't help but feel like it's a huge middle finger to Sony because, you know, they have to split rights and everything like that. So they definitely want him underneath Tony, and, you know, that's like, there's no you without us, bruh. But what they did was they stripped away some of the most important parts of Spider-Man's, you know, what makes Spider-Man great. And that's his struggle. Primarily financially, because he's poor. And him being Tony Stark's, you know, protege, that there is no money problems anymore. And that just really kills relatability in a lot of aspects, because it's such a huge part of Peter Parker's identity. Speaking of Peter Parker's identity, don't know if you caught this or not, but Tom Holland, pardon me for a second, Tom Holland was recently asked about Spider-Man becoming homosexual. He said, yeah, sure, whatever. But the deal is, and you've had tons, I'm talking about channels, Salty Cracker and Geeks and Gamers, just coming out and saying, oh my goodness, Tom Holland. Let me tell you guys something. In order to avoid the negative press, he'll say whatever. It's the same thing that happened with Donald Glover and the whole Lando pansexual thing, you know? Hold on, I gotta reset the video. That's the same thing that happened with Donald Glover and the Lando pansexual thing, that he was just asked a question. He was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, and it was taken by the media and blown out of proportions. And I think that's really one of the reasons Solo didn't do fantastically compared to other Star Wars ventures, and the reason why they had to scale the whole thing back. And they're making that mistake with the MCU now, because they've introduced concepts that are not proven, And you with the success of this franchise, it's just been one hell of a ride to watch it, evolve into what it evolved to. And then, like so many things, like video games and almost anything that gains popularity, get taken over by people who have their own agendas that they want to push. And so, as we sit here and watch BRAWL in the middle of Disneyland, I can't help but feel like it's symbolic. Because, yeah, they're crushing the box office right now. By the end of the summer, they'll probably have at least all top 5 summer slots, with Captain Marvel, Endgame, Spider-Man, Aladdin, Toy Story. That's, boom, top 5 right there. And speaking of Aladdin and Toy Story, where are the original stories? If not the original stories, here's the thing that really kills me about the remakes, and one of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because, well, you have so many other IPs that you could go live action with that you have never given movies. Jordan Peele's been trying to get Gargoyles off the floor. It'd be super cool to have a Tailspin movie, like a legit, with one of my favorite named characters of all time, Cloud Kicker movie. That would be so dope. But you're going with Jungle Book, Aladdin, they're doing The Little Mermaid again. We've had that conversation with AIU. So, my thoughts on that. And the main thing is just that, hey, bring out some original stuff. Do a Darkwing Duck movie, or do a you got so many different animals to choose from. Your Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Do a live action Chippendale Rescue Rangers. That'd be dope. But nah, that's not where they're at. They want to just copy and paste everything, and that's ridiculous. It really is. And these guys are really swinging on women, which I have a fantastical problem with. Like, bro, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, like, I'm telling you, this is insane. I hope they all go to jail. I really do. Or as this fight goes. But I wanted to just take a few moments and really dig in on this company, this corporation, how they've been purchasing things and really just running them into the ground. I mean, who knows what the future holds? Hopefully, Bob Iger and the rest of them scale even further back. Like I said, they replaced Kathleen Kennedy with another, she's super hot. Like the chick that they replaced Kathleen Kennedy with, oh man, gorgeous. But, and I hate that it brings up that idea that, oh man, she topped somebody off to get when she trying to go. But, the 35, I do the 35% for a reason, right? Because it's like, hey, I understand that a beautiful smile will easily manipulate me into doing whatever the hell it wants me to do. So that's why I acknowledge the 35%. It is a bias that I don't think too many people are willing to admit to, or they find their ways around. But I just wanted to rant for a bit, or rumble, as one guy said in my comments. Oh man, you need to get to the point because you're just rumbling. And I'm just saying that there's a reason that the sales are down, that the park attendance is down, and it's because honestly, Disney, you've lost your way. You used to be this wholesome, family-friendly place, but unfortunately, that's just not the case anymore. I mean, it's like back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s, I mean, that was just the monster trip right there. Going to Disneyland or going to... But Disneyland was always tops. And I remember my parents took our sisters there, and then like 2 years later, they take us to King's Dominion. King's Dominion. What? All right, that's not Disneyland. And the crazy part is that I'm not even the world's greatest. I'm not a big Disney fan. They did 2 movies that I cared for, like, just know every word. And that's The Lion King and Aladdin, both of the movies that they just went and redid. I actually preferred a lot of their Disney afternoon stuff, which really would make them tons of cash, because a lot of people would be interested in those concepts being brought to life as opposed to just remaking the same crap over and over again, which is why the creative forces need to be called into account at the House of Mouse. They really do. And this, with the pansexuality and Spider-Man being gay and all this other stuff. I mean, is that family friendly? You're kind of folding in on yourself, Disney. I mean, let's be real. As a corporation, as a business, fantastic, good work. I mean, you knew Walt. I guess Walt figured it out. Get them when they're young, hook them when they're young, and you'll have them for forever, right? And that's, in fact, what Disney has done. But in your hubris, you've been making call after call after call. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to be more to this trend. Like, if this is the start of a trend where, less people are starting to show up. And after this fantastical year that you're having right now, we'll see where the MCU goes from there. But all in all, here's the deal. I'd never knock the hustle. I'm all about the capitalism. I hate predatory capitalism, and I hate agendas and messaging that particularly gears itself towards, destructivity. Destructivity? Did I just say destructivity? Oh, man. Calamity, all right? There we go. Calamity. It just leads towards calamity. And that's why this video has been a perfect backdrop for this conversation, guys. And I want to have the conversation. So, with that being said, all the internet stuff. Why is she kind of bad, too? Pause. Because he, attacked a bad one, too. Shorty dope. Hold on. Because I honestly, guys, I've been ranting a bit, so I haven't been paying full attention. But is she Spanish or is she black? I can't tell. Because if she's Spanish, that's her real hair. And wait, she looks Spanish. She looks Spanish. And her and other dude keep going back and forth. That attitude, though. Is what happens when you got generations of females and that, go toe to toe with dudes and all this other stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. And these gentlemen are terrible. Just pure evil for playing their hands on these females. So, I've actually covered a lot in this video. So, by all means, let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next video,